What's going on, guys? It's Sean Islami. Today we're doing a Lionspire game where we're playing with Swagmar. He's a fellow content creator with an even bigger channel than mine, so I really suggest you guys check him out. And neither of us died in this game. Usually Deathless runs are pretty rare, but having two in one game is pretty nuts. And let's call a spade though. It was way too in our favor with team balance. It really didn't work out too well for the other team. And by the way, the game will fill up by probably the second objective. But I decided to put this up regardless of the balance being too far in our favor, because as I've told you guys, I've been trying to dedicate myself to better positioning in this game. And I think that was why I went Deathless in this, just as much as that balance factor. We got some coaching from our good friend Help Me Steppo, who's in the Discord, which of course will be in the pinned comment. We have a trainer role for people that are really good at helping and patient. They'll definitely help you improve as a player, and that's what I've been trying to mean to do lately. It's really been encouraging to see that just from an hour of him helping me, that I saw the results almost immediately, and it kind of changes how I approach almost every fight I go into, like this one. I am going to be gatekeeping the information he gave me because I do want you guys to join the Discord, and quite honestly, it's a little bit much to explain just in a video. But definitely come check out the Discord in the pinned comment, and we're always willing to help and group up with just about anyone as long as you fit our vibe. Doesn't matter the skill level or anything like that. Now Swagmar is going to tell you that he got a 100 bomb when he went Deathless, but he went on the catapult. This is where you can mostly find him on stages like this. Personally, I never use that thing, and I honestly kind of hate that he uses it so much because he's too good to be doing that. And I would consider that 100 bomb invalidated by stolen valor. Let's get into the gameplay where you're finding me way far back. I'm trying to bandage up and get back up to that battering ram. But to be honest, now that I'm working on that positioning, we're temporarily putting a hold on doing the objective too hard. I always want to get that done towards the end, but especially when I'm grouped up with people like this, that's another reason, is that it kind of can end the game too quickly. We want to enjoy it, especially when it's a good map like Lionspire. Also grouped up with Mofucka. I started talking to him after he farmed me in that last video, as you guys saw. And we're also playing with Dr. Funyuns, who's one of the original supporters of the channel. He was around here from the very beginning, and we see these guys emoting and having fun. So instead of killing him, we're going to let them do that and go on our merry way. Never kill the guys who are just out here like vibing, especially bards. If you do that, I will probably teabag you. Our biggest threat to going Deathless is siege equipment, especially when Swagmar is on it, because if he's going to see me surrounded by enemies, I'm sure he's going to pad his stats and take that team kill just to kill 3 people. You know how these siege equipment people think. Even if they are good friends, they're all about the numbers, and that's that. I always see an opening alongside a lot of teammates, so we're going to make that push to start getting the battering ram a little closer. This is classic Torn Banner, where his attack should have hit me, I think, but I do a good job of getting behind to his back and getting that overhead in to secure the kill. Here I'm going to try and finish that fight, but we get some really good help right there, and we're going to heal up and get right back on that battering ram, again being careful of selfish siege equipment users. If you've watched me play Lionspire before, you guys know that I've often talked about this stage. The catapult is really just going to do the work for you on the city gates. You don't need to be on that battering ram because you're likely going to get killed. Again, I am kind of harping on the siege equipment, but it is a thing. So I kind of just fight off to the sides and get kills, because as long as they're not pushing all the way up to your catapult, it really is going to get the job done itself. There's no point in putting yourself in harm's way. Other good thing you can do if you're trying to go on these Deathless runs, or at least stay alive, is fight on this left side of the wall when you're facing it, or the left side of the battering ram, because there is a ballista up top on that wall that can kill you from very far away and not much you can do about it. This is a little risky, but I do want to help my teammates out. They look to be overwhelmed, and look at that. The ballista I talked about just almost killed me, but luckily it goes off for a miss. So I'm going to go back to where I was originally positioned now. Now, at this point, I even message him, can you just hit the gate? Because I really have noticed that I'm on a kind of fire right now, and the fact that I haven't died is really going to be a good sign that I could go Deathless. That's when I start feeling it pretty early on this map, and I don't understand why he's just not hitting the gate. So I did send him a message, as I said. So right here, he's almost going to kill me, which I would have just lost my mind if that happened. Because the thing about this game is nobody is looking at your stats. Unless you're screenshotting it for everyone to see your high KD. At the end of the day, no one really cares. There's no leaderboard or anything. So when I look at mine and get frustrated, it's because I'm trying to improve as a player, even before I've kind of done this. But when you're just trying to farm kills with a catapult, I'll never understand that. Again, I'll drop it after this because it becomes mostly irrelevant from this point forward when there's only the ballista. But it's just a little rant I'm going on, and I think this point is actually when I'm sending them the message, because you can see I'm just standing here. So I'll actually leave that in. As much as I want to get those stragglers and pile up the kills, I am a little cautious to run in too quickly, because that's kind of one of the positioning things I'm working on, and it kind of does lead to a revive of teammates. After a heal, we're going to find some guys turned around engaged with our teammates. Stepbo was telling me that this is a good time where you want to use your special attack for the free hit, but I just miss it so much with the weapons I use, like the Great Sword, Messer, and Longsword, that I really don't bother enough, but it's something I should probably work on. Even getting behind here does finish the fight, but it feels a little too aggressive because you never know when the enemy can be just coming right at you, especially in that spot when there's no way to see around the corner. Now, what's more important than a Deathless run is backing up your boys, and I see 3 friend icons here. Charging Horseman joined part way through as well. Forgot to mention him. He was #1 on War Axe when Chiv stats was a thing. So we're not going to back up and run away, because there are some things, as I said, more important than the numbies, and one of those is dignity. So you stay put and you hold tight, you fight with your guys. Typical archer vulture tries to go after me during a heal, but we're going to swat him away like a fly. They don't know how to fight, even when they are in melee. Nice flank here. The other team was letting this happen a little too much, but they did have their hands full again, and a spawn wave is going to come in. You always want to be cautious of those. So we know one's going to come from that left, and that's why we didn't stay behind them. We kind of start to engage up front with our team. Here I backed up to try and fake that I was leaving and get back into the fight, but it looks like they actually got caught up with another team. So now at this point, I am going to go for that heal, and we're kind of getting sick of that archer looking at us, so we're going to heal completely up, deprive him of that kill. Also keep the Deathless run going. This guy's not an archer, so I'm going to put him out of his misery. I don't know what kind of beef they had. It's always fair to do that if someone teabagged you or if it's an archer you're kicking on the ground, but I didn't want to see that. It feels dirty to just let that happen, so I kill him and we move on. We're going to back up here and go for a heal. We don't see any friend icons just yet, so I didn't think it was worth it to help. Again, this is something I haven't been doing in the past videos, but that's something Stepbo has been teaching me. I'm name dropping him a lot just because he's someone that's hopefully going to get me into competitive, but also is coaching the positioning. So if it was a friend icon, I would have made the wrong choice to help regardless and die. But when a teammate's out of position, it's not always on me to try and help them. I always see an opening where the town square can really be held, and we have numbers in here, so we're going to do our best to stay in the center of it and try and avoid too much combat, just because I do want to get that Deathless run going. But we're going to get, this archer is just not stopping, so we are going to put ourselves out on a limb, kind of getting a little bit of a risky spot, but we kill him. He's going to stop shooting us like the pest he is, and now we're going to get back down here and help the team more. So with these two stages done without siege equipment, I'm pretty confident I can secure this Deathless run, especially with the other team not being as good. The balance is too far in our favor, and I think around this point is when some of them even start leaving, and we got some hate in the PC chat is what I heard. But Lionspire is the map I've done this the most on, not just in videos, even before I made them or recorded them. It's just pretty funny because I think it's because I do this map the most. If it comes up, I'm not going to leave or rage quit like I have known to do a little bit. And this is when I start to, as I said, the bridge part and this last objective really are much easier if you play your cards right. Look at all these friend icons. It's beautiful to see. This game is just so much better with friends. I've said this before, throwing fire behind the enemy is very smart to do, but it is very infuriating when you're in a group fight and you didn't see the person throw it, and then you're going to back up right into it. It's a smart strategy and the right thing to do, but it doesn't make it any less annoying to get caught by it. This is very annoying. I get hit by an archer and then my arm cut off, so I'm pretty pissed off at this point. But I've played this game way too much because I realized right away that there's a fire I can jump onto where the death will be like not counted for, and I've run all the way back to it. This game really can be annoying when it feels like you did everything right and an archer is going to shoot you and then you get your arm cut off. It's just such bad luck for that to happen at once. Now, as I'm jumping into it, I'm actually going to get a forward spawn, and then I'm not even going to have to wait for that fire to kill me. So I do that. Pretty funny stuff. I mean, I think this is a little unfair that this is a mechanic, but I do benefit from it here, and now I'm really cooking at this point. It is funny because Deathless runs don't matter too much in the grand scheme of things, but I did want the clickbait title for you guys and to get that content views out of it, because the zero death run is always fun. I've just done it enough times now that it doesn't exactly excite me like it used to in a gameplay perspective, but you know, content's content. I'm a little addicted at this point. More fire here just being the bane of my existence. Nothing better than a free archer kill, especially those one-shots when you could overhead heavy attack with the greatsword, which is almost always a one-shot to them. I think you do have to hit them in the head for some kind of multiplier, because there has been times I've only done 90 damage. What can also really help a Deathless run is when the team does really get the objectives done pretty quickly and the map goes fast. Not exactly rocket appliances that if the map ends quickly, you have a better chance of not dying the whole time. You'll get less kills, obviously. Now let's use a catapult like Swagmar did, but I digress. Nice group fight here where I'm kind of trying to position myself in a smart way. Again, I do back up a little bit. It doesn't feel great. We get right back in there with our friend icons. And we're going to kill the people flanking from behind, picking them off a little bit because they did overextend. I noticed I'm checking the scoreboard a lot. It is pretty funny I do that more than usual in this game, but I did want to make sure Swagmar was deathless as well. We're having a lot of trouble pushing up at this point, so I'm going to back up when I get low health and heal. This is a little new to me, but if I'm going to start doing competitive play, I don't want to fall into too many bad habits from just doing team objective matchmaking too much when there's no standalones going. It, again, doesn't feel great because that was going to be a sure death right there. But again, it's going to be a whole different game when I get into this, and I got to start working on the little things. Now I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to get this win. Everybody's around the trebuchet. Pretty funny stuff that we both were able to do this. Again, I'm not even going to show his stats because he did commit stolen valor with the catapult use. Mine will be shown at the end though. Now we're going to do this nice little team fight, pad our stats with the war horn, And this is a little new to me, playing a little softer, but it is going to lead to more like good habits, as I said, and we're going to secure that win. If you guys want to check out some other cool videos, I mentioned him a lot because he's been helping me with that positioning. I'll put up Help Me Stepo, his player spotlight video with his good friend Recovering Banker. And if you guys want to check out that first competitive game I did, I'll link that as well. Love you guys. See you in the next one.